Hey guys, it's Trevor Laird here, and welcome back to this week's edition of Nimera Talk. Now, as I said to you guys last week, I am on the road. We are down here in beautiful South Padre Island at the bottom of Texas, and I came down here to kind of fulfill a childhood dream of seeing not only a spacecraft, but seeing one take off. So we're going to do that over hopefully this next week, and I will definitely share some of that with you guys as well. But we are going to get to the main topic at hand, which is Nimera. So let's get started. Now, in case you missed it, we're going to start out this week with looking at development update number 5. Now, just in case you guys missed it, you need to check out these Nimera development updates. They really do help out to see what's going on. Now, for the last one here that we didn't actually cover, which was dev update number 5, it covered the month of February and it was released in March. So we did see here that we had 2 new tokens added onto the blockchain that are now supported, and of course those are added into channels as well. Now, as you guys know, the Android version of channels right now has a lot more features, and soon the iOS version will match that in Q2. Now, of course, there's a whole pile of bug fixes as well, and there we go. So for iOS here, there's a couple of new error occurrences. Now, of course, this is probably due to currency swap, since not all of that is fully working on the iOS system. For multi-broker, we can see here you can now pay commissions in currencies that differ from the currency that you are withdrawing. So that's pretty good, the ability to actually go for what money you have in what different wallets. You can actually choose which wallet then that you want to pay those fees. Some additional bug fixes there as well for Nimera Swap, the wiki page. So if you guys haven't had a chance, like we talked about last week, how does the swap work? How is this all going? There is a documentation tab that actually goes into all of the details of how the swap works. So make sure to get into that, as well as some minor bug fixes. So if we actually click the wiki page here, I showed it to you last week. It's got tons of information on the swap. One last thing to note there is if you want to get in on being within a pool, the minimum there is 100 euros to contribute. And in case anybody didn't notice on Discord quickly, Hempify was talking about, hopefully we get some cool announcements soon. And Bella from the Nimera team said here, we are experiencing a period of intense preparation. That is a very good sign, because we are now on the 21st. We have 10 days left in Q1, and we have a ton of things coming up before the end of Q1. So I am really excited for not only what comes up this next week, but what I can report to you the week after. Exciting times, guys. Now for this week's market news, we're going to take a look at some amazing volumes that are happening on the swap, as well as some good consolidated activity on the main exchange. And then, of course, we have to look at what's happening on the global stage with cryptocurrency. Now, looking over all the tabs here, everything is looking green across the board. The only downtime that was reported in this last week was on March 17th for planned maintenance. But besides that, everything was good. Now, we have to start this week looking at the swap. The activity just seems to keep gaining every single week. The momentum is so clear to see. So as you guys know, you can click here on this tab and it will default to all time, okay? And then if you ever want to see what's happening on any day or any specific period, you can just down click there and we can see individual weeks. So volume here, 36,000 euros traded on the swap. And the more important thing is where they were traded. But 36,000 euros traded this week on the swap. That is excellent for a product that just started in December. The total liquidity available on the swap is 185,000 euros. So we could also see here that the fees were paid out to the people who actually have pools and liquidity staked within the swap of 184 euros. So looking at our top tokens, this is what excites me. So we're pretty similar right now. We have about 3% up for liquidity on EON. You can see it there. But for volume, wow. Okay, 18th, 19th of March, we had 36,000 euros on the swap. So 32,000 euros, guys, went to trading on EON. And obviously that is a great sign that people are stocking up. So how'd that affect the price? That pushed the price up almost 10%. So we are at 4.23 euro cents. Now, of course, there's a lot of room to grow there, but that is an amazing sign of how fast things are moving within this pair. Underneath, we have DAI and Uni in second and third place, but fairly amazing on the swap. Moving on to the exchange, we can go to our BTC EON pair. Now, unfortunately, we only had 402 euros traded on there, so we cannot use it within our metrics for the week, but it's sitting just around 1.1 million EON per BTC. Now, of course, BTC's price is very high right now, around $57,000. So this is going to be fairly effective. But as you can see, we do have a huge swath here as we buy down. So there's a little bit here available, like a very small amount of EON available in this range, but the real range only starts right here. So that shows us that the only real amount of EON you can get for anything even considerably substantial would be around the 450,000 EON per BTC level. And that is a fantastic price point. Moving on now down to the EON pairs. So we had the inverse pair here, which we can definitely look at. It did only have 518 euros, but we are sitting at 88 Satoshis per EON. But also, like the last pair I showed you guys, as you can see here, we're only a couple trades away from really moving this up. I mean, 94, 95, and then all the way up to 147, and then it just keeps going up from there. So there's really only about 110, 120,000 EON available at these lower prices on this pair, and then it just really skyrockets from there. So obviously, people are not wanting to sell their EON right now. Okay, now moving down over to the euro side, we can see here that there's not enough volume to really add this in, but we can see that it is priced out similarly to the swap on the last trade, so 4.2 cents. But what's interesting here is you can see that even if somebody wants to buy 100 EON right now, they're going to pay about 8.5 euro cents on this pair. So people are really holding on tight to their EON, and the price does just keep rapidly going up from there. So double the price for the next trade. So moving on down to our USD pair, we had some good volume, almost 2,700 euros being traded on there, and it sits around the 5-cent level, which is slightly less than the price of the swap. Now, there's not that much available. As you can see here, it's only 9,600 EON available at that price, about 480 euros worth, and then it jumps to 9 cents, 10 cents, 11 cents, 15 cents. It really gets going. So 15 cents is really your next marker. There's about 10,000 euros available at that, 10,000 USD available at that price at 15 cents, and then it really skyrockets, moving up to around 47 cents before 47 cents to 50 cents before you get another $10,000 worth of available trading. So very interesting to see how stacked this order book really is. One thing I want to quickly dive into as well is just how clean the exchange page is starting to look. So if we come back to the multi-broker main page here, and of course, multi-broker is actually replacing our exchange, we can look down at our pairs. And what we can see here is if we go over, we can see Binance and Nimera. So soon you're going to have, we only have one pair on there now because this was the test pair, but you're going to have all of these Binance pairs. You're going to have a whole bunch of different things going on. But just on the Nimera side, guys, I want to say the team removing 20 pairs was actually an excellent thing because look at how clean it is. All of the pairs have volume, everything has movement, and it just makes a lot more sense. There's only even a couple pairs down here without volume, and I'm sure the team will keep cleaning it up as it makes sense. But overall, everything is looking really good, and I'd rather see the pairs that have strong activity, especially when people are coming to our page for the first time. Now, wow, on the global side, we have a lot going on this week. Of course, we have watched a constant battle on BTC moving up and down and all around. But and people might say it's correcting down. It is 100%. It's been going basically between 59, 60, and then back to 57, and really holding that support line. Now, as some people will note there is a real strong pull for people shorting BTC to around the 50K level. If this does happen, I don't see it as a total shock, but I also don't see it as a total problem. BTC was, I think about it, we're talking like, let's go back to November. Let's go back to November when BTC was trading just over 20, 22, 25, and it broke 30, and we're shocked by this. So if it pulls back to 50, this would actually be a natural correction, and this is not a big deal. It still is an amazing growth for the cryptocurrency over the course of any given metric. Like we look at a year, we look at 6 months, it's doing excellent as far as performance goes. So ETH, a little minor correction just following BTC this week. Now, last week, ETH was kind of separated a little bit from BTC, but this week it seems to be tying up a little bit tighter. And there is some action with those corrections for some other cryptocurrencies making some large gains. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching this week. I know we're filming outside. That's because we don't get access to the main place we're staying here for another couple days. So starting next week, we're going to have a regular apartment that we have rented down here, and we're going to be able to film like usual. For now, hopefully you enjoy this beautiful view, and by next week, I hope to be sharing with you a couple of videos of the SpaceX Starship taking off, and hopefully this project will take off just like that thing will and land ever so perfectly. Okay, guys. Oh, I almost forgot. What we're going to do here is, if this is your address above me, you've won $25 Canadian worth of EON, and I will be sending that to your wallet over the next week. Make sure to like and subscribe, guys. There's lots of great content coming up at the end of Q1. For Nimera Talk, I'm Trevor Laird.